Hello. Hello, hello, boys and girls. How are you today? Just starting up. Let's see who joins. I don't want to be alone. I want to be with you. So I'm waiting people to join. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone always connects to YouTube and not to Twitch. Why? I would like to build some followers on Twitch as well, but I don't know how. I don't know how. I know. How? Let me change the title of the stream also on Twitch so that we don't, we don't have no one. And let me also change, yes, game development, Unreal Engine's right there. Nice. For some reason I cannot remove ERL. There is ERL in the tags. I cannot remove it. Okay. Okay, boys and girls, let's reach the scene. Hey. Okay, so today what I want to do, I want to upgrade to, or at least try to upgrade, but I think it would go pretty well. Okay, to 425. Actually, I was speaking about 425. By the way, if you're new to the stream, you don't know what we are doing, just ask. But we are basically porting Plane Shift, which is an old school MMO of many years ago, but still alive and made by us, me included. And we are porting it to Unreal. Unreal Engine is an incredible engine. The more I use it, the more I'm happy about the choice. I think we did a great choice of choosing Unreal, and we are porting it. Now, porting a game that is made with another engine to Unreal is not very easy because you have a lot of code to port, a lot of assets, the pipeline is different, so there are some the tool pipeline is different. So but we are making very good progress, I would say, and the game is now in alpha version, so it's basically a bit early version, but kind of working, at least for the core components. And while we do this, we are obviously following the updates of Unreal. And actually we have a 425 release. At the moment we are on 424.3 with the game, which is not too old. Is of, I think we said February. I think I have all the releases here by date. Yes, we were on this release, which was the 25th of February of 2020 when it was released. Usually we tend to use .2 or .3 releases just because we cannot afford really to debug potential issues and get stuck, so we wait kind of the mainstream games to update and submit bugs in Unreal to fix it, and then we switch. So now they released just a few days ago, the 24th of July, so it's 3 days ago. They released the 25.2, and I checked, the release notes, which are here, and actually the list of stuff fixed is pretty impressive. So it's a very long list of fixes, as you can see. So this made me think that many people have tested it, and so that maybe we can move already to 425.2. Now, for us, moving to a new Unreal Engine release is a bit of a pain. I will tell you why. a second. So the first complexity that we have is that we have three different environments. So we have the Linux environment, the Windows environment, and the Mac environment. Just for building, you know, which is the development environment, right? So we have these three environments just for development, which have to be all upgraded and tested. So this already takes quite some time. So considering we are doing this on spare time, you know, it takes time. Then, you know, we have a bunch of people which are usually developers or anyway people that are helping us. And at the moment we have, I think, 5 or 6 or 7 people. You know, it's a bit fluctuating based on when people are active or not, but we have these guys that all have to upgrade to Unreal as well, right? And so because we have a common repository, and so they have to upgrade, and some of them may be developers, you know, and so for them upgrading to a new release is very easy, but others maybe are artists or people working on rules or settings or background lore and stuff. So and they have less capabilities, right? And then there is some crazy people that always want to build it anyway. You know who you are. That have no real use of it. But anyway, so the result of this is that for us, you know, to upgrade takes quite some time. I mean, it's a bit risky, and then there are potential bugs, you know, that can stop us. So we have to upgrade the 3 environment. We upgrade all these people, and so it usually take us like a week to go back to a normal steady state, right? Hello, Jet. Hello, Marcelo. You get a notification on your phone? Ah, okay. And Twitch doesn't work? Yeah, it's okay. I think we will have some Twitch viewers anyway. Sometimes there's always someone showing up on Twitch as well. It's just not many. I mean, like in the YouTube, we have like usually, I don't know, from 8 to 10 people. On Twitch we always have like 1, 2 or 0. But it's okay. I mean, the stream is not really a mainstream, you know, so I'm not playing video games. I'm not a nice beautiful girl, so it's harder to get viewers, I guess. And also I'm not very talented in general, so that's probably why. But no, the content is a bit specific, you know, so I understand it's not we never become, you know, hundreds and hundreds of people watching. I have 2 messages here. Inbox, and one is writing to me. Hi, I came across one of your posts in the old forum. I was wondering if your post is still open source for more. Hey Todd, I actually remember seeing PlayStation before, but I never played myself. Interested in making at Unreal 2. I'm a 3D modeler, and I think I could make some good assets. But this one is very old. It's like 2015, so this one I answered already. This one, I don't know what this guy's saying. I came across one of your posts in the old forum. Was wondering if it is still open source. Looking to learn more about what makes the game set up backend, and I've been teaching myself you before coming back on there. It seems like it is. I can answer to this guy. How do I answer to this? Marker read, delete. Is there a kind of a reply thing? Oh, yes, is it? You can say hi. Hi. The best is for you to join our Discord and contact me there. I'm there with the nick of Talat. I can give him the link to our Discord. Why not? Copy link, and we can send it to him. We can also say, surely we are in need of more developers. Usually we open the source after some time. Usually what do we do? Usually we assign tasks which do not require full source code access, and then when we get along with the new prospects well enough, then we give them access to the full source repository. Okay, so this is basically what happens. So usually when people ask me, "Oh, can I join? Can I help you? Can I?" say, "Yes, absolutely. I mean, you can." Now you may have people that only say that because they want to download, the full source, and that is not nice. So I usually assign them some tasks to do, which do not require the full source code, and this guy answered to my Visual Studio question. Nice. This one I think we can check. Okay, but going back to what we were doing. Okay, don't get us distracted too much. What I was saying. Yes, that we are checking the 525 odd fix, right? And there has been a lot of fixes, so I think we are good to go. And also, I have one important dependency, which is on the new advanced locomotion system, which I want to integrate, which requires 425. So I think there is no way for me to skip it. Now you may say, what's new in 425? Actually, I don't have a lot of knowledge of 425. So I think what we can do, we can anyway review the release notes. Meanwhile, I have compiled. And I've compiled Unreal. I've already did most of the work. And it is 425 release. Let me see if we can find the main article explaining what's new in 425. Okay, because I think it'll be interesting anyway for us. Yeah. So one of the beauty of Unreal Engine is that is used in Fortnite. Right? And you may like or not like Fortnite, no? But which is a kind of a shooter game with kind of cartoon graphics. But the good news for us is that since Fortnite is going very well as a game, as a video game, so it's selling a lot. There is microtransactions in the game, and they are making a lot of money out of it. They are pushing a lot on new developments on Fortnite, and this development of Fortnite are then ported to the main Unreal Engine releases. And the good news also is that Fortnite anyway is multiplayer. Yes, it tends to have a large world. I mean, it's not as large as an MMO, but anyways, it's not just an arena, so it's a bit more than an arena. So they need to have landscapes, they need to have LOD everywhere and such. So the good, and it's also why, in many of their releases, you see pictures that are coming from Fortnite, like the one you see here in the background, which I guess is Fortnite. I'm not a Fortnite player, so I don't know, but it looks like. So let's briefly review what's new in 425 together. Okay, let's see if there is something that is useful to us or not. With release, blah blah blah, most powerful real-time tool. Okay, so content creation and editing of more areas of the game transition development, improving feature set, linear media tool, improve enable even more immersive and efficient production. Yes, I mean, we are not really interested in cinematic content, but for sure we are interested in tools, and mainly to improve the pipeline of assets from 3D to the main engine. So that's for us is extremely useful. Okay. In editor animation of rigged character. So the sequencer, they improved the control rig in the sequencer to enable in-editor animation of rigged characters. Okay. This I would like to understand exactly what it means, but we will see. Modeling of sculpting tools have been added to the viewport to updating environment. So I think 425 anyway is a pretty big release. I mean, it's a relevant release, let's say. High quality rendering, more powerful than ever. Support of generating charts and graph directly inside of Unreal Engine. Okay. Support to all platforms. That's very, very nice. So the fact that anyway with Unreal Engine you can release, on console, you can release on PC, on Linux, Windows, and Mac. So yeah, and then they are starting to work on the next generation of consoles, so which is PS5 and Xbox X, I guess. Yes, which include Xbox X and PlayStation 5. So they are really pushing for that. This release include 114 improvements submitted by the incredible community. Wow, that's very, very nice. So on top of what they have developed, the community has supplied additional improvements, and that is the list. There seems to be also an Italian guy, which is nice to see. Okay, major features. I mean, this one for us is not very relevant at the moment because we are not planning to release on PS5 or Xbox, but maybe in the future we will. I don't know at the moment, but at the moment, let's say it's complex enough to release on three platforms. So it's now we stay with the 3 platforms, I would say. Okay, Unreal Insight. This one is very interesting to me because we were working on performances the other day, and we were thinking, okay, what are the best way to track performances of the game? Now, it's true that Unreal is usually focusing more on 3D rendering than on the server side. But if I'm not mistaken, and we'll see it down below because I skimmed through it, there are also some networking insights. So basically the insights are a way to record and visualize the performances of the game. So and you see also that they added a new network insight, so to see how much bandwidth is used, between server and client, to understand and debug the network traffic. I think this is very important for us and interesting for us. So I never used it, so I will have to learn it, but I think it's pretty cool. So with this release, I'm really sending to the following architecture improvement. Viewing traces launched in a separate inside process. When picking up new traces, is auto spawning a new visualizer. Trace event organized into channels. They can be toggled on and off. Okay, so maybe this channel tracing I think could be useful to us because you can, filter better the volume, the amount of information, because the volume of data usually is pretty high when you are debugging such a game. So timing insight, users can now even filter them. Okay, networking insight. This is experimental, so maybe we'll not use it yet, but I think we can start to use it as soon as it becomes a bit more stable. And they also added animation insight. Okay, so which is a way, I guess, to see how much your animations are weighting on the overall CPU and GPU. You say to visualize the gameplay, user can record track information, visualize behaviors. Okay, channel filtering, source filtering, post-curve blend animation, schematic and graph. Anyway, if you think about it, it's kind of insane that they are developing all these new tools, right? So it's really, I mean, it's really, really good. It's really good. If you go to Unity, I was watching the other day some information about Unity 3D, the other, let's say, competitor engine, and I think that from the kind of core capability, the two engines are pretty similar, but on the rendering specifically and on the tools, so on all the additional tools the developer has, I think Unreal Engine is really having the upper end, so it's much better. Yeah, this one is also important for us. So Niagara is the new particle effect system, which was in beta since pretty long time. I don't know, more than 1 year or 2 years. I don't know. I remember it since a very long time, and now is production ready. So, which is very nice. I don't know if I don't know if there is any video here, but I think we can just YouTube something and let me search directly Niagara Unreal Engine demo. I don't know if there is a 425 demo. I don't think so, but yeah. Testing upcoming 425 Niagara features. Yes, I think we can watch just briefly. Okay, it's 38 seconds. It's really not much, but that's very nice. I mean, it's a particle, but then it becomes kind of solid. I don't know how it does it, but pretty cool. Anyway, wow, that's a very nice effect. The new Niagara engine is. Let me see if there is anything better here.
We go on.
They are discussing about it.
Something you could play to whet people's appetite because
we are discussing stuff for us. I just want to see some effects. You know, they are really going inside how it works and what to connect and how to use it. So, is there any example? Not much. They're more discussing how it works. But anyway, just for you to know, is the new particle editor and seems to be extremely powerful. I never studied enough. So this is another example, I guess, which is kind of a water flow and other particles. And yeah, so I think we will use this. I think that we need to move all our particles. By the way, we are searching someone which wants to study this and make particle effects for the game, because we need to port the spells and other effects from the old to the new. And I think we will just remake new, and we can use this new Niagara engine, right? Here you see a lot of improvements, parameter panel. I mean, we can go quick on this one anyway. This one is also by third party. New audio oscilloscope. An audio spectrum real audio engine. Audio oscilloscope can be used to directly access the waveform. This can be nice for like it was like the old visualization plugin for Winamp. If any of you remember it, where you could plug into Winamp the kind of an visual effect based on the music. Yeah, so you can have particles getting generated automatically by the but okay. Effect type, performance scalability. Yeah, the good thing is that on the performance side, since they have to release this also for mobile, they are always working on improving the performances. And obviously for mobile there are usually different shaders, and so it's a bit different, but it means that if we want, we can really lower the specs of an entry-level PC to run the game, which is great. It is a bit too much into details, but Niagara Scratchpad. Okay, using the new Scratchpad in Niagara system and emitter red, you can experiment with developing a model of dynamic input for your effect and see the results in real time by creating modules and dynamic input will be contained by emitter system. Okay, that is interesting. So they say that the change is in real time here on the left side. So as soon as they change some stuff, it's getting updated automatically. Okay, so Okay, I don't know. I have to study that. I don't know it too much. So. Selection panel. Okay, and I think the Niagara updates are done, up to it, are finished. Now we are moving to another chapter, which is shading model improvement. So this release sees market improvement addition to our material model supporting anisotropic property through translucent material physical. So this is still on, the quality of the rendering, which Unreal is already exceptional, but I think here we are getting even more. Support for isotropic material beta, support isotropic material, etc. Okay, so here basically they are showing you with and without. If you look here, if you look here on the braking system, the difference is insane. With and without, But anyway, for for our purposes, I don't think we were ever going to apply this kind of, at least not for now, but maybe in the future. But for now, we are not going to apply this kind of super high level quality filter. Physically based translucency. So it is, improving even more. Look at this render. I mean, it looks like a rendering, right? But it's not. So the incredible part is that it is real time. So clear coat shading. This is market improvement the physical accuracy to clear coat shading. So yeah, you can bring the realism. Yeah, I think it's very good. It's very good. The colors are more vivid and the reflection is more sharp and everything. Yeah, the chaos physics system. Actually, this one we never used it, but I think we can use it in the future. This is basically the system that allows you to destroy items in the game. So you have an item and you can break it in pieces. Like you shoot at a wall, like you see here. You shoot at a concrete ceiling and it just falls down in pieces, right? And then you can add particle on top of it to have some smoke and some small pieces. But the chaos physics system is not new anyway, so it was already there and it was in place. It's in place already in some releases, but it seems here that they did additional improvements, and I don't know. I don't want to read that, but it's good to know that high quality media export. To build higher quality is integration into production pipeline. Okay, this is basically for people that want to extract the assets from Unreal and then extract them to an external editor. I don't know, making it videos or something. So it's fine. Audio system updates. So the audio system, I think we will use for sure. We're already using it now. I don't know which kind of improvement. Okay, convolution reverb. With the convolution reverb, you can now digitally simulate realistic acoustic video. Okay, this one I think I've seen a presentation about it. So basically, what he's saying is that based on the place where you are, so being a cave or a stadium or a small house or a small room in a house, you obviously have different pattern of reverb, so it can reverb very differently if you is in your sleeping room or if you are in a stadium, right? So this kind of reverb thing can be recorded and can be, I think it's this one, yes, can be recorded, it can be reused. So yeah, so you can have like a template of that particular area that you can then reuse as a reverb result. But this is really advanced stuff, so I mean, I don't know when we will use it, but it's still good to see that it's there. Bring the real world into real-time visualization. Avalanche is built-in support for laser scanned cloud points. Okay, so there is another import capability. So like if you have this building and you want to 3D scan it from the outside and then bring the cloud points into Unreal, seems that now it's kind of possible. Or we don't care about this. HoloLens 2, we don't care about it, but it can be very cool. Spatial and mixed reality tool, ray tracing updates. Yeah, so they are still going strong on ray tracing and very realistic rendering, which anyway in an MMO at the moment we cannot use, but developers continue over the past several years to get it stable, continue to add new features. I mean, they are shooting obviously for the Unreal Engine 5 release then to put in most of that, but navigation improvement. This one we may use. We have made several improvements to working with nav meshes in Unreal Engine 4.25 with an emphasis on improved flexibility optimization. That's very nice. Unfortunately, it's beta. I don't know, so maybe it's not fully ready. But we obviously use the navigation system. Navigation system is the mesh that gets created on top of the current world. Where your NPC, your AI is gonna move, right? So if you have a very complex environment, I think here is an example. So here you have the green geometry is the navigation mesh. So it's basically the place where you can walk. Okay, so you cannot walk on top of this banner. You cannot walk here because maybe it's too steep. It's too vertical. It's too hard to walk on it and such. So navigation system is creating this. Now let me read what they say about it. Offline nav mesh builds. You can add dash build navigation data to the RSA packages command line to rebuild nav meshes offline. It's not very clear to me what it's doing, but it seems that enable developer to more easily handle nav mesh building a custom build pipeline. Yeah, probably it is for really big studios where you have significant amount of assets and you want to have a kind of a batch loading and creation of the nav data, which may take a lot of time. So the next developers, the other developers are getting it already pre-made and pre-built. Cost limit parameter finding query. I don't know what is it. Use static mesh component. It's now probably called information will be probably set. It will emulate fitting the space underneath the static mesh with collision. Okay. This could be interesting. So basically, I think it's explained better in the video. Basically, you have this floating thing, which is a cube, and you may decide that if it's too close to the ground, then navigation is not allowed. Which is basically the height of your character. So you can say your character can walk. So in this at this frame, right, the character can walk here on the right side because there is enough space. While if he moves it down, you see that this one becomes red, so not walkable area, which I think is interesting. I think we can use that for something. Animation timeline refactor. Okay. It is beta, but animation timeline refactor. So asset editor for animation asset now use sequencer like timeline to provide a more consistent look and feel. Okay, animation compression. So they improve the way they compress. Control rig improvement, new experimental. This one I would like to understand. Control rig have been optimized to be 20% faster used. Okay, because I think they are not. I mean, can you use control rigs from Unreal? That was not clear to me. Okay. So it seems that you can script. Okay. I didn't know that. New in editor animation with control rig. Using control rig, you can animate trigger character in the. No, you see, it's new. It's new of 25 because you see, it's presenting as experimental. So using control rig, you can animate trigger characters in the level editor, and then export asset as animation sequence to use in game. You can create, save, and visualize the animation. Okay, that's pretty cool. So basically, they created their own, animation editor somehow. So you can edit an animation directly in the engine. This could be very useful to us. We just need to understand how to use it, but it can be very, very useful. Wow, there is a lot of stuff. Look at the page. We are just at like 30% or less, 20% of the page. So 425 seems to be a huge release. I will try to go a bit quicker. Okay, maybe it's sound field. So this is all about sounds, converting blueprint with child actor. What is this? You can now convert multiple actors to a single blueprint asset with a child actor using convert to blueprint action in the level editor. The new child actor option enables you to create a single blueprint asset containing a master actor of any class with copies of all the selected actors. I understand what it means. So let's say that you have, you have one pillar, I don't know, for a building, another pillar for another building, another pillar for the same building. Okay. So these are all separate U actors. Now you can basically select them all and make them part of one single actor automatically. So you can group them, but they are actually going to be one single actor. I think that's a pretty cool feature in case you want to optimize the level. So I think it's pretty good. You could replace Blender animation pipeline. Well, I think what we can do, we can still use Blender, for all the rigging and animation, but then maybe just the variations can be done in Unreal. So let's say that you have the grid animation or the bow animation, and you just want to change the slightly, for one race or for another race. That could be done directly in the editor, which is pretty cool. So you don't need to have knowledge of Blender. Personally, I hope they will make maybe a full animation system in Unreal, because actually going through an external tool and then importing is always a pain. It's been a pain the last 20 years, it's still a pain today, in every single application. It's never seamless. For whatever reason, moving animations, rigging of a character, skeletons, bones, even if the bones maybe are rotated, scaled, or positioned, in a different coordinate system, is always a mess. It's always been a mess. There have been hundreds or dozens at least of software trying to solve this. It's never been solved. It's always a mess. The only one that probably works fairly well is 3ds Max and Maya 2 Unreal Engine, just because that is what all the major gaming studios are using. And so I guess that today is pretty straightforward, but still I would like to see going back from Unreal to 3ds Max, if it actually works there or not, through FBX, because you go through FBX, but FBX is always half solution, is never a full solution. Compression, U-object property optimization. What is this? You probably has been refactored to F property, meaning the property maker you probably will no longer carry the overhead of being. Okay, so this is just an internal refactor, which is increasing loading time, but we don't. Visual data prep improvement. We made data prep improvement as much as we begin. Data prep, I think that is mostly for DataSmith production pipeline. I don't think it's something that we use. Yeah, this is DataSmith as well. PLM XML. Okay, so DataSmith we can skip it. It's not something that we really need. Variant management improvement. Yeah, this is basically for mostly for configurators, like product configurators. Like you have a guitar, you want to have 2 or 3 different knobs, and there is basically a variant manager embedded that allows you to do that. That's mostly for people that don't do video games but do real production. Live USD improvement. I have no idea what is it. We haven't recently related to support universal sim description interchange format from Pixar. Okay, so it's a specific format. We don't care. Editor performance improvement. Okay. Shader compilation, please. Yes. A feature of shader compilation through incremental reveal has been improved by 90%. Okay. I don't know if I'm reading it right. Maybe through Incredibuild. I don't know if this Incredibuild is a very special case or is. But anyway, recompiling shaders usually is really a pain. Proxy mesh creation is bad. Okay, these are all improvements, but we don't care. I mean, we care because we get it for free. So, disaster recovery. Okay. Editor paint mode. The mesh painting system has been overhauled to provide smoother workflow. Cleaner UI. Okay, that's nice. Okay. In viewport modeling and sculpting, we continue to make major improvements to our experimental set of tools for working with geometry. So you see here they are going one step forward. So they are not just willing to have an animation editor, which they are trying to do with the control rigs, but they are also trying to do a geometry editor so that you could, in theory, start from a box, start from a cube, and then model something like you're modeling in a 3D tool. I don't know if this will ever happen, but I think it's a good effort. I mean, if they could make it simple enough, maybe. The folder is mobile, Android, mobile, iOS. What is this? iOS launch storyboard. I launch it use always I think it's a specific mode to create like a launch screen. Okay. Nice. Use a launch storyboard to create a launch screen storyboard in the Xcode. But it's only for Mac. Yeah, it's only for Mac. Okay. Android, mobile, Niagara simulation and iteration stages. High adaptation. So these are all particle systems, but I think we can skip it. Hair and fur rendering update. I think we should start to use this one day. I mean, sooner than later, because I think we need to start to change the way our character looks. I mean, mainly the monsters. I think there is a lot that we can do for hair and fur today, and we are not doing it. So that is something that, again, someone needs to study and understand how to use it. But if you see this picture, I mean, obviously this picture, I mean, you will not see this kind of hair in an MMO probably, but I mean, between what we have and this, there is a lot of shadow gray, in between. A lot of performance improvement, lighting improvement, sky, atmosphere improvement. Okay, so per pixel transmittance. Okay, I mean, I don't know if you can see the difference, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Memory shader load time effect. So there is a lot of improvements anyway, also from the performance, camera cut blending, camera cut, recording enhancement, recording we don't care, template sequence we don't care, all lengths, proper configuration of template. Yeah, this one, as I said, is when it's for a company that are making products, and so they already made a kind of a template where you can switch between different setups for the guitar, so you can remove like pieces or change pieces, like change the pickup and such. So this is kind of a project template for these guys to more quickly create pro configurators. In camera VFX update. This is for real world film and TV, so this is more for managing cameras and such for cinema production. And display, multi-display, motion graphics, broadcasting, tools for broadcasting and live events. This release includes several new features and improvements that makes it easy to develop and work with virtual set, composing with your feeds and augmenting reality. Okay. Okay, Magic Leap with some specific hardware. Let me show you Steam Audio, platform SDK upgrade. No, I don't want to change the Visual Studio, please. I mean, I want, but I don't want to do it now. But anyway, the minimum is still Visual Studio 2017, so I think we can still go without Visual Studio 17. Okay. Okay, I think we're pretty much done, right? I hope so. No? A lot of bug fixes. This is the full list of bug fixes, but I think we will never read this, right? We will never read this list. Holy moly, it is a huge list. An insane list of bug fixes. Wow. I mean, it's like 100 pages. I don't know. It's like it never finishes. Okay, good. I think we did it. I think we have seen it all. We have seen it all. Let me just check this public issue tracker just to understand if there is anything super bad. For example, this one may affect us somehow. Yeah, these are the open bugs on the 425, right? Can I say 425.2? Ah, yes. Okay, so in reality, all those ones probably already been fixed or something, but or no, probably these are the ones that have been discovered in 425.2. These one are the ones that, because if they are listed still unresolved, I think they're still relevant somehow. There are 25 pages, but okay, we will always have bugs. So what did I do? So I launched. So let's move on. To upgrade to the 425, we need to do a few things. We need to let's say get new git. Let me put it in black. Get new git of Unreal 425.3. So this will be what we need to do. And the good news is that I already done it. We have to recompile 425.2. Why I said 3? It's 2, not 3. And the good news is that I already did it. We have to recompile PS Unreal, right? Yeah, so this is it. And this is where we are. So, and then, okay, and let's say that test the test EU editor, EU4 editor. Okay, so the good news is that I already did this one, this one, this one, and now we are here. Okay, because we have to recompile and fix the bugs. Now there are some differences. There are not too many, I think, but I just launched the recompilation of 425 of PS Unreal against 425, and I got some errors, but then I ran out of time, and so I'm trying to look at it now with you. Hello, Xian, welcome. You can already model and scout from scratch in 424. Yeah, I think I've seen some of that, but I don't know how feasible is it. I mean, if anyone is really doing it. But I'm more interested in the control rig, so the one that they added as a ability to manipulate an animation, because to me, manipulating animation is still a mess. So what I would like to have for animations is something that can go from Unreal to Blender and back, you know, and that is the main issue I have. So this is working kind of okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's working kind of okay. this is not working very well. So our problem is that we had in the past stuff that was made with 3ds Max, Maya, bunch of even Cinema 4D, I mean whatever, so many different tools. And so for these ones we import to block. For these ones I don't know why I want to do it perfect. Yeah, so for this one we wanted to import with Unreal, and this is kind of working. Okay, this is kind of working. Like this one is, I don't know, let's put it orange or yellow, but we managed to have the majority of our assets imported from 3ds Max to Unreal Engine in a decent way. Then when we try to bring back in Blender, you know, so to do this, to bring back in Blender something that has been created originally in 3ds Max, imported in Unreal, is not really working as expected. So it is a problem because again we want to have one tool. So for me the one tool is Blender because it's free and everyone can use it, but this pipeline is still not super good. Okay, so let's see which kind of errors we got because I have no idea. So we have a printf which is not working anymore. Okay, so obviously this code was working in 424. Okay, so for some reason this one is not working anymore. I think it was deprecated already in 424. I think this line was showing up as deprecated in the previous version. So now it's complaining about something. No instance of function, template string matches the argument list. I think it does not like my... I think it does not like this, the fact that, so we can try to split it. We can try to split it in 2 lines, which I think is fine. I mean, I think it may not like that. So we can just say, let me try to do this. So basically, if total, we get the first line. If not, we get the second line. I think will be good enough. I don't know. Because that syntax is actually a bit fishy, I understand. So the first one was if total, right? So if total is the first line, and if not total is the second line. Let me see if he likes it. New message, if else. I think he likes it. Can you try to recompile it again? We'll make it real nice regs. I mean, we can try because we have the issue of tweaking animations. And if we could tweak the animations in Unreal, that would be very good. Okay, that arrow went away, so he liked it. Okay, here we have the same issue, I guess. That there is this. Okay, I can split it. I can split it. It's no problem. I don't know why it doesn't like it anymore, but it's okay. So, so what is it? If locked, then he gets the first one, right? So it's like this. If not, he gets the second one. So it's like this. Okay. That's a pretty easy change. So if these are only the problems that we get, I'm super happy about it. Okay, so it's still failing. It's failing on uActor component replicates. What is this? U pregame helper replicates through. Um, hmm. Why we add this here? I mean, why we are trying to replicate something that is not a component? I think this was a copy of some. I think we copied from somewhere else, and it doesn't make any sense there. But for some reason, we're still working in the previous release. So let me see. I think that where is this? This is under server or is under no? It's under PS Unreal. Pre-game helper CPP, right? Let me see the history of this. Show all. So the first check-in was in 2017, and I think it was the first check-in of this. Added pre-game helper class with function to request character list and select character. Change to character select widget. Yeah. So this was added at that time. Yes, and this replicate true was already there. To me, I think there is a copy paste of another component. Now, why the pre-game helper should be replicated? I mean, what should you? By the way, it's not allowing us to do it. Why is an actor though? Pre-game helper. I didn't do this class. It was another developer doing that a long time ago. But I'm just trying to understand. So the pregame helper is the class that allows us to basically request characters in the selection screen. So before the player enters the 3D world, there is kind of this pre-game thing that we created where you can select your character, create a new character, things like that. And that is the class that is managing that. Now I'm trying to understand. Actually is derived from uActor component. Why uActor component? I mean, this thing is not associated to an actor then. I mean, this one is like a server-side class, that is like a helper class. I don't know why we derived it from this. But anyway, I think I can just get. We have a get live from replicated props. Let me just check what we are replicating though, because it means that we are replicating something. We are replicating the character list. But I don't know why we are doing it like. I think that this is a bit weird. Okay, so this could have been just a normal RPC call to our player controller, which should exist already because the player anyway logged into the server, so for sure it exists. Asking the character list. For some reason here, what we did, we created. It was not me, but so that's why I don't understand it too much. Let me see if I have nice online. The guy that did it, maybe we are lucky and it's online. I don't think he will remember that, but you never know. You never know. Let me go into the developer channel. It's not online. Okay, so I cannot ask him, but he created this thing on wrap character list change. The problem is that he's using kind of a mechanism, that when there is, but I don't think I need this because this is replicating the component. This is replicating a variable of, I don't think this is needed. And anyway, it's not accessible anymore, so it's GG, I have to remove it. I have no other way than removing it, but we can test if the character list is still working. I don't know if this get lifetime replicated props requires the object to be replicated, and I don't know why they decided to make it not accessible in 425 while it was accessible in 424. So this is exactly the type of issue I was expecting, so that in theory the upgrade should be seamless, but when you have code, it's never the case. There is always something in between. There's always something happening. Okay, one succeeded, boys. Okay, so we don't have any other errors. So the only problem is this one. So what we need to see is if our game is still working. Okay, so to do the test, I think the best will be to test it with the full set. So loading all the characters, all the levels, everything. I think it's a good test because we want to see if this upgrade to 25 actually worked. So if I go under content maps, I think I will re-update this. I don't know if he has to recalculate the shaders for everything. If he has to recalculate the shaders, this may be painful. Okay, let's restore all the levels that I deleted. Just give me a second, I need to check something. Okay, GPR5. I'm here. So, okay, restored all the maps. Okay, restored all the maps. Which is kind of good. I want to check if we are using, which kind of database we are using at the moment. So I have to go to default server config. So we are not using the production database. Let's try to use the production database and let's try to load everything. Okay. So we load items, we load NPC, we load quest. I mean, that is something separate. It's not a problem. Okay. Fine. I think I don't have to do anything else. I just need to run it because it's been compiled anyway. So I think if I run my server now. Well, another thing that we should try to do maybe is to build a shipping build, at least on Windows. Yeah, that's probably something that we can try to do. I mean, try to create a package and see if the package works. Because there may be something that breaks in the shipping. I mean, I'm like 99% sure it does not, because again, Unreal Engine is doing very good. Epic Games are doing a very good job with these releases, and also is the .2, so they already fixed a very big number of bugs, I guess. But we have a lot of code. We have a lot of code. I don't know how much, but we have like 400,000 lines of code. So something may happen there. All the server side is all custom, so. Boom. It went down. And you already crashed. Okay. You already crashed. It already crashed. Let me see why. It already crashed. I don't care about this. This is just my tests, but actually the error is inside a bunch of tests. Okay. Yeah, this bunch of I created a function which was called a bunch of tests, which is basically trying to do crazy things, and but strength is crashing. It was not crashing before. Array index out of bounds, 0 from an array of size of 0. It's basically kind of a small unit testing that I did, of different stuff because I wanted to see how it was working, and I decided to keep it anyway here to double check that things are working as expected, and it's actually crashing. It's actually crashing. Why don't I have the line as it? Flash game mode 453. 453. Uh-oh. There is an XML test. Oh shit. I hope they didn't change the way we read XML or something because we are using it. We are using this. There is something happening here. Check verify failed. I don't understand. Let me launch it in debug mode. I don't understand why it's crashing here. Let me launch it in debug mode a second. I mean, it is obviously a debug part of the code, but I want to understand why the XML is not working because we are using the XML node quite a bit. And so if the functionality is changed or is different or something is not working anymore, the same bug may happen in the game, and I want to be sure that we catch it early enough. Be replicated is important, otherwise probably will not be replicated. Yeah, I think that unfortunately then if that's the case, we will have to change the way that pregame helper is working. Because it seems that I cannot, I mean I can make it an actor. I guess that they or maybe there is a new function which is like replicates through set replicate. I think it was like set replicated. I think it was a set replicate. Oh my god, is recompiling shaders. 45% is the percentage of the shaders. But why is not going through this? Maybe I launch it in client mode and not in server mode. Ah, fuck. Minus server, minus log, whatever it is, minus console, I always forget it. Okay, no, it's launching it in client mode. We need to launch it in server mode. Yeah, set replicated, right? Yes. I think probably if I just do set replicated, it will work, by the way. Well, if that's the case, it will be easy. Let me see why it crashes. The problem is that we are using. This is the only change I did to the engine because we needed. It's fucking crashing like a boss. What it doesn't like? It doesn't like the creation, or it doesn't like the assignment. This I don't understand. What it doesn't like? Static F string joined by joins a range of elements together into a single string with separate using a project. What the fuck is coming from? What? I mean, I'm a bit confused why it's crashing here. But actually, this is the only change I did to the engine because we needed to edit XML attributes, and so I had to change one class in the Unreal Engine, making attributes public instead of private. Come on, IntelliSense. I know life is hard, but please. Yes, FLMC string attribute, string tag, string value. So it's putting tag and value. So what is this problem? It's just initializing into a variable. It's just putting this into this. So what is your problem? Maybe you cannot assign it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If this is not working, it's a problem. It's a real problem. Because we are manipulating XML somehow. Yeah, I added the change in the current engine. Otherwise, it would not compile, and it would say that it would give an error here saying that attributes is not accessible. The only thing I did, I made attributes, this array, public instead of private. That's the only thing that I did. That's the only change. Is in XML node .h. That's the only thing that I did. It seems that it's failing on the assignment. How many attributes we have? How many attributes we have? One. We have only one line, which is one attribute, which is this attribute, I think, yes. Because there is the string, there is the fake file that we were using, right? So this is the XML that we are using as a fake file. So we are iterating here, getting the children node of the main test, and the children node is like this one. So we get these two children node, then is iterating on those two children nodes, and in the first one, attributes child get attribute. So it's getting the attribute node, yes, and it's finding this attribute 1 equal to attribute value, right? And we have I as 0, so I think it's correct. So in the first attribute is trying to set this value. The problem is that it's crashing. I don't understand this crash, by the way. I really don't understand this crash. I mean, I can make 2f strings before assigning it. Oh my god, it's going to be long. This is just creating the 2f strings at the moment. It's creating the 2f strings. Okay. Okay. I can do step out. Huh? Okay, so here he created the hello hello and the 2 f strings. Holy fuck. What do you mean the source file is different from when the module was built? I think it didn't take the change. I think it didn't take my change to XML node for some reason. I didn't recompile it for some reason. Why the source file is different? You see that it's saying that engine source real-time parser XML node.h is different from the module from when the module was built. So I think that it messed up somehow, and it didn't recompile it properly. Fuck. Does it mean that I have to recompile the engine? I'm sure I recompiled it after. So what I did, I compiled U4252. Then I have changed the file, changed the XML file. I have changed this, and then I have recompiled again just to be sure that it took the thing. The only thing that I remember is that when I did that, it didn't really recompile my. I mean, it didn't give me a recompilation message. It gave me just a message saying succeeded. So maybe it didn't sense this difference, and so now it's kind of in a mixed state. Yeah, but I don't want to recompile the whole engine. Compiling the engine takes 1 hour and a half, so I don't want to recompile it. I can do a build, but this build will say successful. I'm pretty sure it will say successful, and it is already done. If I go here and do build, it will take a second and just say done, you know. At least this is what happened when I changed the file. Now if it's doing something, maybe it takes some time to understand that there's a new file. I don't know. It's a bit weird, because now it seems that it's doing something. Because the second time I recompiled, it took like a millisecond, it took like no time, and it just said one successful, and I was like on alert, you know. I was like with my ears pointing up, saying, why did that? Why didn't actually recompile anything? I mean, and maybe that's the reason. You see, but it says target are up to date. Fuck, up to date? No. I mean, up to date, yes. I can right click on new project and build. I can try to do it from the PS Unreal project. Maybe considering that XML include is used, maybe it will. Now, but the problem is that if I do build here now, if I do build here, it will take the debug game editor, right? And it is something I don't want. I want him to go in development editor, which is the one they use in Unreal. I don't want him to rebuild the whole engine. I don't understand why. You know, but the fact that he's crashing here exactly, and the fact that he's saying that the sources are different from the build, that's very very clear. You know, I mean, I think it's exactly that file that was not taken properly into account. Oh, by the way, consider that before recompiling, I deleted. Before recompiling, I fully deleted intermediate. I fully deleted the intermediate directory, so I did a brute force cleaning, and so they may not be a mix of 424 and 425. Hello, Tony. Welcome. So, oh no, it's crashing, it's crashing. It's crashing. It's crashing. And when you try to go in, what is the shortcut for step out? Shift 11. What? XML node.h not found. What do you mean? What do you mean not found? XML node.h. And you know what? We can recompile only this piece. EU editor XML parser DLL. What if we... I mean, obviously it's this file, yes. I mean, it's different. It's different, but I ask you to compile. So parser XML. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's open the Unreal. Okay. Let's open the Unreal solution. Let's delete only that DLL and let's recompile only that DLL. I think we will be fine. So I'm searching under Unreal Engine XML star dot DLL. Right? XML star XML. For some reason, it's not sensing the change in the header file. You know, which is pretty scary if Visual Studio cannot detect the fact that that file was changed. Ah, because I didn't resave it. I copied over with an old date. I think I understand it now. You see the date? 5:30. I mean 30 of May. So it's not sensing that this is a new file, and so it did not recompile it after. Now I understand why it happened. Because I didn't actually do a change to the file. I copied the file over, and he has an old date. Ah. 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 Okay, so so how do I delete this? XML parser is this one. If I delete only this one, kill it. Can you kill it? Okay, it did it. It did it. I mean, it's not refreshing the results, but it did it. So it doesn't exist anymore. Okay. So let me recompile it now. So that's the trick, you know. The trick was the date. Okay, that's good to remember. I would never remember, but okay. Now we recompiled it. It recompiled only that DLL, so we should be fine. So now if we restart, if we take back our PS Unreal. So to keep your attention, when I'm doing this, when I'm doing all this stuff, I need to show you some stuff. Huh? So sometimes you want to see.
Hello and welcome to
Hello. Like this guy with the new particle thing created clouds. Very nice. Oh my god, he can walk on clouds. Oh, that's cool. So he can create clouds and then walk on them. And then he explain you how to do it. Okay, now I increased your attention a bit, so I can go back to the boring stuff. What do you mean? Why did I copy? Is a valid file? It's the same file. I mean, what should I do? I should manually edit it again. I mean, I should manually redo the change. I did a comparison of the two files. I saw that there was no difference in the Unreal Engine code, so my file was perfectly valid. Bro. Okay, so now we recreated the thing, so I'm pretty sure if I search it again, in theory, no, I don't know, it should, I hope it did it. Yes, it's here, with this date, okay, succeeded. Okay, let's launch it again, let's launch the thing and see if now it's not crashing. This was a small hiccup, I mean a small pitfall. But overall, it seems that at least the source. But you see that bunch of tests anyway is kind of useful because is testing some stuff. We have to change the replication. We have to also update. Let's see if it crashes. Meanwhile, maybe we change in the pregame helper. No, wait a second. This is debugging now. Okay, let me go through it. Fuck, it crashes anyway. It crashes anyway. This is not good. This is really not good. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Why is saying Why saying source file? Unreal Engine source public XML. Yeah. The source file is different. The source file is different. How can it be different? The only difference is this, that I moved it to public. Boys, I don't know why. I don't understand what is the problem. Okay, let's change that file. Let's freaking change that file. I will change that file. Because maybe there are other dependencies. I don't know. Maybe he's not recompiling only that. He's recompiling something. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's keeping a list of all the functions somewhere else. So I will manually edit and change that file. Okay. The problem is that if I don't do any real change, it will not recompile it. Where the hell was that? Hmm. Yeah. Okay, this file. This file. Fuck this file, really. I mean, I can add a new method just to, or a new variable just, but it will say that it's not used then, so it will be annoying. If I just do this and I save the file again, I don't think it will recompile it because it will see there are no real changes. So I don't think it will recompile it. Why so stupid? I think it's doing it. Building 40 action with 12%. So yeah, it's doing it. Look at how many other files it's changing. So it was not just XML parser actually. So probably that include file is used in multiple whatever. And probably is ultimately used also in the editor, in the uEditor.exe that I'm launching. And so yes, even if I properly recompile the DLL, the exe probably does not have the right pointer to the DLL. I just hope it's not recompiling the whole engine. Yeah, because probably XML is used in many modules. So yeah, okay. Yeah, the computer is trying to be too clever, exactly. So it's trying to help me, you know. It's like saying, don't worry, this file is perfect. Is old, so you didn't change it. I know you didn't change it. Okay, the good news is that it didn't take much. He said succeeded, so I'm pretty happy about that. I would be interested to see what the hell it changed. But I think it did a lot of changes. So if I search by date, now if I search by date, wasn't there a date thingy? No. I think it was a date search here. I just don't remember how to do it. But because I want to see like all the files changing in the last. So 11/21, which is now, he changed all of those at least. Target editor, movie scene. What is XXX? Really, the XXX target path? No idea. Okay. So we loaded it again. Okay, let's launch it again. Do we want to change the? Yeah, let's change the set replicated. Set replicated. So I think I can just do set replicate set. Yeah. Visual Studio is stinking. It's stinking a lot. It's stinking so much that by now I would have already found the answer myself going to the documentation. You see this what he's saying here at the bottom? Parsing file in solutions. I think it did it. Set replicate set is replicated. This one. No. Set is replicated, boy. I think it's the same. I think it's the same as the other one, as this B replicates. Before it was public, and now it's not. I think it's good that it's not. I mean, I think it's good that there is a method. You know, it's always better to call a method. That method has, you know, I mean, will do whatever it has to do. Date modified 7/1/2020, but no time. Yeah, if you drop a new file, it should sense it as new. I had to add some spaces and remove them and save the file. And then he said like, wow, there is a new file. I need to recompile. And he started to recompile like crazy. He started to recompile like 40 targets. Like, oh my God, new XML. It's time to compile. It's time now. Okay, if it still crashes now, we have a problem, okay? But I really think it will not. I really think it will not crash. I'm giving it like 90% or 95%. Okay, succeeded. Let's go. Let's go, boys. I remember I had a drum roll effect. What is it? Oh, I still have it. Oh! Fuck. He crashed somewhere else. He crashed on the is replicated. Fuck! He crashed on the is replicated. Okay. You didn't like it, huh? And set is replicated. UActor component should replicate. Get is replicated is different than get is replicated is different from should replicate. Ensure needs initialization text. Set is replicated by default is preferred during component construction. Bro, during component construction, I don't know. I mean, in my constructor thing. What do you mean? What do you mean? If not, needs initialization. I mean, this thing doesn't need initialization. I don't know. Doesn't need initialization? doesn't like it. It really doesn't like it. It doesn't like how it is replicated. Okay. So let's try to comment it out and see what happens. Probably we will not get a character list. Most likely. Most likely we will not get a character list. If it crashes in that XML change, title to downgrade. Yeah, we'll have to change the title to downgrade to 424. No, but I think it will not. I think it will not. Drum roll. Oh. I think he went through it already. Ah, is here, eh? It didn't crash. Is the breakpoint. I'm pressing F10. Ah, it worked. Okay, so this problem we fixed. Now, okay, so it was just a freaking recompile. So annoying. Okay, let's... ouch. Ouch. What do you mean get word you don't like? Initialize current word is from manager. Ah, no, wait. This happens. Wait, this happens. This happens when something else very, very bad happened before. I had this problem already. And the problem was, I don't remember what was the problem. We'll find it out very, very quickly. Like the database was not there, I don't know. Like it couldn't load something. What is it? Logs. This one. I think something else happened. I'm sure. Yes, it is. Ay. Boys, did they really change the way XML is parsed? Or they did some changes to XML? I don't know. No XML routing progression script. I mean, this thing was loaded without any issue before. So why is it not loading now? Come on. Did I import a new database? I don't think so. I think this database is the database that I had already. Now, because we have a problem with our XML, because our XML in the old game was not properly formatted, or let's say, was not perfectly formatted. And sometimes we did not have a root element. So maybe no, but this one has it. The other problem was that we were using double quotes instead of quote, and Unreal Engine XML parser wants, I don't remember which one, but wants one or the other. Let me go into my update schema and search for XML. Action location response, it's using the quote character to wrap value. This is not recognized by Unreal Engine XML parser. We need to use the double quote instead. Yes, exactly. So the double quote is fine. So let me see if there is any single quote. inside of this thing. Doesn't look like, but just to be sure, let me copy it to an empty something. It is okay. Let me search for single quote. No, there is no single quote here. So it's not that problem. It's not that problem. But still, it seems that it did not properly load this file. So what we will do, we will search for this in the current project, and we will see why. Strange though, because the XML, I mean the production database should be correct. So, or they change the way the XML parsers is working, or there is some other problem that I don't understand. Come on, boy, locating the next match is inside. I tell you where it is inside freaking scripts.cpp. Script in CPP, yes. I can tell you the line if you want, I don't know. Just find it. Okay, found it. So if no root, you say? If no root. XML file construct from buffer. What do you mean if no root? Get root node. And for sure there is a root node. This is very, very, very strange, boys. This is very, very strange. If they change the XML, parsing is a problem. Because we have it everywhere in the code. Freaking everywhere in the code, I tell you. Well, everywhere, I don't know, it's like 50 places, I don't know. But, I mean, no root should mean that get root node is empty. It means that or this script is coming, maybe the script is coming through as empty. No, but it should not, because it's no, I don't know. Anyway, we will arrive there soon. Look at this. Root is null. Man, how is possible that the script is not parsed properly? Is there a weird characters or something? It was parsed before with the previous release. With 424 was parsed properly. What is your problem? Is there an online XML validator? Oh my god. Disable everything. Yes, thank you. No errors were found. So the XML is actually valid. Is this the first that we parse, or is no, we already parsed 310 scripts. We already parsed. You already parsed 310 scripts. So, I mean, it's not that it's not working at all, you know. It's just that it's not liking this particular script. Now, why is not liking this particular script is pretty interesting to know. I mean, it's not easy for me to understand because he's trying to parse it and then it comes out as an empty root. I mean, I can debug this, but fuck it. Let me see if visually there is something that strikes me. Script. Let var function parameter 1, parameter 2, increment 5, rank next level 10. if rank blah blah blah, rank level, if rank, these are all identical. And then here we close the faction let. If t target faction less than rank level, we close this. Okay, faction name target, rank level. We open here, we close here. Okay, we open here, we close here. Okay, we open here, okay. I'm just watching if the double quotes are matched. Yeah, but they are. Because I guess the validator would have told me, right? If I remove one, let me remove this one. GG. No errors were found. Okay. I mean, this validator sucks. I mean, I removed the closing, so. Okay, but anyway, the closing are okay. How do I? Is there an XML verbose thingy? Is there an XML? Anyway, it's not parsing. Fuck. There is no XML verbose filter. Okay. I mean, we can debug it, but I mean, it will take forever to go through an XML loading. XML file. You see, so here is where it's trying to load the file, which is not a file, by the way, it's a string. So it's trying to load this string, which I guess is here. Error message. Error message. How can I get this error message? Can I get this error message? Error message. XML file. Maybe there is a get error message. That would be very nice. That would be very, very, very nice. Get last error. Aha. 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 Is returning an F string. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So instead of saying this, no XML routing progression script, which seems to be a pretty stupid error, I would say XML parsing error, and then I would just print out my. No, wait. In progression script, I want to keep it. Wait. No, let's do this. XML parsing error in progression script, blah blah blah, and then we say error %s, and here we put this thing. I should do it everywhere, by the way. I should do it everywhere. Why you complain? Because you complain because you are right. Now, the cascade effect is that if one of our script is failing to load, basically everything fails. Now, the problem is that we request the exit, but while we request the exit, the word is loading, and so things are getting messed up. This is why we get not a correct error message in the log file. But I think with this one will be good. Yeah, but the XML anyway is correct. I think they changed. I'm pretty sure that XML is fine because it was loading in the previous version. I think they changed something, or there is a bug. You know, maybe we hit a bug. It could be. Huh? I don't know how many people are using XML loading in Unreal Engine. So maybe there is a bug in the new code. Maybe they did some changes and they fucked up something. I don't know. But we'll see right now. Why I cannot F10? What the fuck? Failed to parse the loaded document. Okay, thank you for the error message. This is the error message. This is the error message. I will show you. Very nice error message. This is the error message. Uh-oh, too much. Failed to parse the loaded document. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, tell me why. Tell me why you failed. Tell me what failed. Tell me what failed. Okay, read and split the file. Okay, let's see if this fails. I hope this doesn't. Parse into array. So this one is the one that is, yes, is basically taking the string pre-process. Let's see if the pre-process is doing any stupid stuff. I don't think so. Tokens. Here is creating tokens for every freaking thing. Now we have 165 tokens. I mean, I don't want to debug this, but these are 160 tokens. Is there any token that looks weird? Well, here there are some token that looks a bit weird, I have to say. Depends how we split it. Man, but if they change the XML loader, is a mess. Is a freaking mess. I don't know. I cannot read this. I mean, it's 1 million tokens. Okay, so parse input and create the nodes. Let's go through that. All done with creation. Set up necessary information. If file loaded equal to true. File loaded is equal to false though. So the create node is the one that is failing. This function is the one that is messing up. Yeah, but I cannot debug this. I mean, I can, but at the same time, you know, it's a fucking mess. Let me change if they. How do I see if they changed this file? XML file.cpp. How can I see if they changed this file? Can I have a git history of one particular file? So the file is this one. I want to see if they changed it. The file. Can I get something? List. I need to list all the recent changes of the file. Git list all recent changes of the file. Command line. Git log. I think I can do git log with the name of the file, maybe. Git log of this. No, but it seems now because January 8 is before the release of 4.24.3, which was the one that we were using. So actually, there is also the email, by the way. If you are really upset that he introduced some bug, you can write to the guy and say, "Hey, what's going on with the XML stuff?" I mean, unless this one has not been then in, but anyway, there's been a relatively recent change. I mean, January 8, December 26. But what is the difference? Can I see the difference? I want to see this commit. I want to see git show commit. Okay, git show of this nice number. Holy fuck. Because this commit had a million other files. I think it will last forever. Yeah. Maybe it's a super big commit of everything. Notification manager. F primitive. I don't know. I mean, something changed and now it's not working anymore. I mean, I want to see the commit for a particular file, though. Let me see if we are lucky and we do git show of this, and then we say of this particular file, and is smart enough to understand that we need. I don't know. No, there's no easy way to. They did changes. Yeah, they did changes. Fuck. They did changes. So. But you know what? One thing I can do. I can take the 424 XML files. I mean, I can take this XML parser from 424 and fuck it. But yeah, but maybe I don't want to do it. But there would be an easy solution. You know, I take it from the previous version and but I would like to check the differences. What is the difference between? I think I have 420. I still have 424. Wait a second. I have 424 in my Linux box. So what I can do very easily. What I can do very easily is to take. Yeah. We're gonna do this. We are gonna do this. I'm launching. I'm going to my Linux box and we are checking if. Where is my Linux? Linux, no. It's called. Should be called like my test server, no? I think it's here. Okay. I'm there. Sorry, I'm on another screen, but it's okay. I go under Unreal Engine. I go under Engine. I go under Source. I go under Runtime, XML Parser. Runtime, XML. Oh, it's not here. I see it. Okay, let me copy the world directory. and we will call it XML parser 424. Then I think if I put it here, it will try to compile it, but okay, but I will not, I mean, I will remove it then. Okay, let me copy all of this. Okay, it did it. Now I want to compare this one with this one. Fuck. They did changes. They actually did changes. White, non-white space greater than 0. Input I mid. Instead of using mid, they used mid inline. Mid inline. Non-white space max in 32 false. So allow greater within a string. Yeah, they did changes, boys. They did changes, and these changes are fucking us up. I knew it. I knew it. There are not a lot of changes. There are only 3 changes in this file. But still, there are changes. There are changes. This is stupid. I don't know. Still a string. Allow greater than within a string. I mean, greater than should be changed to semicolon GT ampersand, whatever, you know, ampersand GT. So why they are allowing this in a string? Well, if it's inside a string, but I think this is what is fucking us up, because we definitely have a number of, where is it? No, but we always use a greater than or less than like this. So we don't have that, but it's possible that they fucked up something. There is more in master coming 23 edition and 33 edition. Yeah, but anyway, here I'm comparing, I'm comparing the 2 files. The one that for us is working on 424 and the one that is not working on 425. So these are exactly the changes, that are making the mess for us. There are no other changes, So they fucked up the XML. They fucked up the XML. Okay, let me try a better parser of our XML, because I'm still, on the thing that maybe our XML is not properly formatted for some reason. I think it is, but XML validation. Validate this. Document valid. Okay. Like my document. XML validator. You understand? Code beautifier. XML validator. Can you validate it? Sample. Trash. Validate. Easy. Valid XML. Okay, if I remove this thing, Okay, this one is better. At least if I remove something, it says that it's bad. Yeah, but our XML is nice. It's a nice XML. But by the way, he parsed 310 XML before this one. There are more in master coming, 43 addition, 34 deletion. You mean in upcoming releases? So they are making even more mess. They are making even more mess with XML files. Okay, I'm happy about that. So what can be possibly wrong in this? I have no idea. Okay, I guess I don't know, because debugging the parsing of the XML is super annoying, you know. So we have to go through all the code and see where it stops. It's super annoying to go through this. Super annoying. I mean, what we could do, we could just revert this file and see if then it works okay. I think it will. Then we can check which is the exact line that is failing, and then if we discover that, for example, is this line, maybe we have a better understanding of I think it's this line, by the way, is the one where they check for this thing. Another thing I could do, if I can change the, yeah, I think I have another idea. If we go back, if I go back here, right, and I change the script, can I change this? We can find the point that is failing, you know. Yeah, I can change it. I can change it. Okay, that is good. So let me remove the wall in inner block. The wall inner block. Ah, I cannot change it. I cannot change it. Why? Why? Please. No. Character by character, no. Edit value. Is allow me to change the. No. 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 Fuck, I want to change the value of this. Edit value is allowing me to change the address. It's not very useful. No, I change the address. Fuck. No. I want to change this. Because the idea was that if I could change it, we could see where it fails and we would discover more about the problem, right? But anyway, this, you know, this thing, I mean, is giving you the error that it couldn't parse it, but it couldn't parse it. What do you mean you couldn't parse it? Give me the error. What do you mean you couldn't parse it? What do you mean? Annoying. Who did this? Who did this? Jean-Michel Dignard. Jean-Michel Dignard, bro. You broke everything. I mean, Jean-Michel, come on. Our XML. He was working 2 months ago. I mean, I have monsters to take care of, you know. I cannot parse XML. I mean, I have monsters to do, to create, to let them roam in our world. Jean-Michel, come on. I think you put star. I tried star. And it gives me the first character. It gives me the first character, but I cannot change character by character. I mean, let me try again. Maybe I didn't do it right. So if I do star, you say, it shows me this. Then if I do edit value, it's allowing me to change one character. Because there is a const char. Oh, by the way, I don't know why we are using char pointer and not f string, but because this is legacy code, so it's coming from millions years ago. It's coming from when the internet was not even existing. No, it was existing. Okay, so what do we do here? So what is the best way to proceed? Fuck. I don't even know. I mean, the one way would be to go through this code and understand why it fucks up. Right? Why it fucks up, but where is the exit message? Let me see. Create error found before any operator. So for example, this. But for example, in this case, you see error message, malformed XML. So we should get that, but we don't get it. So we are hitting another kind of error. So no, we are not hitting this error. We are hitting error creating a child, malformed XML. But our error was not malformed XML. Our error was, what was it? Was fail to parse the loaded document. I don't know. And by the way, this thing is finishing here, so I think this error message is never getting. Let me try to put a breakpoint wherever there is an error. Maybe they are not sending back the right error message for whatever reason. Let me try this. Okay, let me try this and run. Yes, actually we hit this thing. And when we hit it, I already found a tag start. Reading inside of it now. Int tag equal to true. So it's failing. Found another tag operator. Which kind of token we are looking at? How does this thing works? Start index tokens. Start index 3 tokens number. We are at the token 78. We are analyzing the token 78. The token 78 double thing? Okay, I will try, thank you. Double star, double asterisk 78. There is actually an open thing. Wait. Next rank is after next rank level. Next rank level open tag. Okay, next rank level open tag. Next rank level open tag. Next rank level. Is this one. Is this one. So it seems that the block that is messing with M is this, right? Because this block, but this block is a let block, which is closed here, okay? But it's just a let block with a lot of variables. Whatever. I think because it's multi-line. And it cannot read this thing multi-line. Can be. Can be. I can try to make it single line. If we can change the value with the double star, I can make it single line and see what happens. Found the start of another tag. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, if I can change this script, double. No, double doesn't. I mean double like double or double like double? What do you mean double? I mean 2 times asterisk is not working. He's saying operand of must be a pointer. He's also a const, by the way. GG. He's also a const. Okay, so it seems that, but okay, I can do it. I can do it. You know, I can do it in the freaking thing. I can do it in the database 1 second. Okay, I mean, I have no problem. Let's do it in the database 1 second. Let's do this. I save it. I'm fucking up my database. It's okay. So now we have 1 line. Okay, now we have 1 line. This script was give quest faction level, so which was script 310. So we will see if now he stops, you know, he fucks up in another one, like in the next one. So let's launch it again. I think it's the multi-line. My feeling, my programmer's feeling, my 6th sense or the 7th sense is that is the multi-line. They change the way they parse the lines with the mid something, and we need to wait till he arrives to the point where he's parsing those files, because now he was parsing something else at the beginning of the loading. So we are not yet there. We are not yet there. We are reaching it, I think, now. Yes, exactly. So here where we are, create node, debug game, progression script. Let me see the script. Is another one. Spell failure. Yeah, it's the multi-line. I think it's the multi-line. They fucked up the multi-line. Yeah, we are 328. So we went past that. So if we, so his problem is the multi-line. And looking at the code, I think is, no, there was another one before. They changed the mid inline. There it is. They changed mid with mid inline. I have no idea. And white spaces, max int. I don't know what the fuck is this. I don't know what the fuck is this, but I think it is the problem. Jean-Michel, you did something, huh? You wanted to improve it, huh? Yeah, I think I found it. I think I found, thank you for the offer, by the way. Very kind of you. But you know, the problem is the multi-line, and I think that I don't know what is this mid inline. We can search it, XML file. I can revert to the old one. I can revert to the previous. Do you want me to change only this line and see if it works? I can. I will change this line, okay? I will change this line in XML file, blah, blah, blah. And line is line 165. Line is 165. Okay. And we will stop here, and we will, now I need my database back to where it was. Ah yes, I did Ctrl Z. Nice. Very, very nice. Okay, saved it already. So we have to recompile now. I don't know if it will recompile. Yeah, I think it will recompile in Unreal. I think it will sense the thing. Now, how do I... One failed? Okay. What the fuck? What? What the... Hmm. Really? Let me recompile it from Unreal. What? I'm going crazy or what? Bro, I just did this. What is your problem? Ah, fuck the copy. I know it, I know it, I know it, I know. I said if I put it here, it will try to compile it. Yes, 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 yes. So it cannot sit there. This thing, it cannot sit there, obviously. I also said that, and then, yeah. Okay, now it should be fine. Now I think if I build only this, yeah, because basically is scanning all the source files in the Unreal directory, and so if you have other files, he's trying to recreate the make files and recreate the everything. So it is a mess. Okay, it did it. Okay, let me launch it now and see if we fail or not. Finding bugs. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, upgrade it to 425 is easy. It's easy. Just upgrade, no problem. Yeah, just upgrade, no problem. Depends. When you have 400,000 lines of code, it's not that easy. It seems easy. Oh, but the new version should be good. I know. It should be good. But it's not that easy. Fuck, it's not that change. It's not that change. Failed. He's failing on something else. He's failing on something else. So yes, that change fixed our multi-line. Yes, that change failed our multi-line, but now we are failing on something else. which is spell failure. Spell failure. Let me quickly validate this thing. Is valid. Okay. Well, there is another multi-line here anyway. Maybe it's a different multi-line. I don't know. But it's failing on this one. I mean, our scripts are complex. It's not my problem. I mean, it's not, you know, I cannot change them. Our scripts are a mess. Look at this. Our game is complex. Fuck. So what do? We just revert the whole file and fuck it. XML file. I was pretty sure this one would fix it, but for some reason it's not. Which I'm surprised, but okay. What was the name of that script? The one before was give quest function log. Let me just double check that now this one is. No, it's not multi-line. We didn't. So no, I didn't fix the multi-line. I did Control Z, but it didn't save it for some reason. Okay, so we are still failing on the. Okay, I didn't save it. We are still failing on the multi-line. So it's not that one. So it's not that change. Still a string allow within a string. Input in quote input. No, I can change. I can take the whole old file. Okay, I will take the whole old file. I will take the whole old file and put it in. Okay. I did it. There is a copy paste, a brutal copy paste of the old file. Unfortunately now I fucked up my database here, but I have the script because I copied it, right? Nice. So I can put it back here and save. Very nice. Okay, so I recompiled. I'm recompiling with a full XML file XML CPP from the previous version. I think we need to ask for a change though, because if I have, I mean, I can keep the old file forever, you know, but still, then there will be other changes, and or I ask for a. I never did a pool. I never did a pool change. I mean, a request for fix. But maybe I can open a bug. Maybe I can just open a bug with a sample script and saying that this script doesn't parse anymore, and it was parsing in version 424, and see if someone picks it up. I mean, I understand it's not very high priority for them. I mean, it's not the most relevant. But it's still something is not working. It's still a bug. I think it's the multi-line anyway. The multi-line is fucking us up. Okay, succeeded. So let's see. So this is the old file. So now there are other files anyway in the parser. It's not the only file, but it's the primary one. So I'm expecting, that file to be the one that is that makes the difference. I can open a bug. Maybe someone will fix it, but they will fix it maybe in the next release, you know. So if they fix it. Okay, it's running. We should hit it now. Yeah, it worked. It worked. So with the old file, it works okay. There are some errors anyway, but these are okay. I think. Yeah, these are errors that we already. I mean, are not errors. Are errors, but not errors at the same time. So I think it's fine. I think all of this. I mean, we should test again quests, but should be okay. If there is a blocking error, usually our server just exits. You know, so if it cannot parse quest scripts or things like that, it's just bailing out. Yeah. So I think we have demonstrated that with the old file, with the old Unreal Engine XML parser, everything works fine. With a new one, we get a parsing error, and I don't know which one of these three changes. Which one of these three changes is actually the problem, but it's one of them for sure. Now, I can I generate a diff of this? I don't know, because how do they know? Well, anyway, I have 423, 424.3 up to 425.2, so I think it's pretty easy to find out the changes. I mean, this file is obviously the best, but thank God I didn't decide to update all the three environment together. Otherwise, I would not have the possibility to double check the previous version. How do you open a bug? How do you officially open a bug? We were in that list, right? We were here. The problem is that in this list there are 25 pages, so I can add my thing here, but who the hell will look at it? Maybe someone will look at it, but can you vote on it? Yeah, you can vote on it. I can ask you to vote, but I think there is a freaking mosquito in my room because I think it's biting me. No? I don't know. I have this feeling. Yeah, this parsing thing is broken now. The server is starting, is repopulating items, is repopulating NPC. So I just want to see if the replication, I mean, if we get the character list. If we get the character list, we are good. You think they read them all? Okay, they read them all. I mean, it's 25 pages, but I can. I think I can log in. I'm logged in now, and I can somewhere submit a new one or not. No? Who is opening these things? Users are reporting inform. I think this one is probably created by Unreal Engine employees based on some information they get, and they are trying to reproduce it properly and such. Wow, created 24 July, resolved 24 July. Target fix 425.3. You see there will be a 425.3. How do I create one of this? He's recompiling shaders and shit. So well, let's try anyway to launch a client and see what happens, okay? Anyway, the server loaded up. Apart from those XML problems, the server loaded up properly. Let's try to load a client. Yeah, shader left to compile. I think it will take a bit to compile shaders and stuff, but let's see. Let me search for everything froze. Before you report, take a moment to evaluate whether it's an engine bug or not. Yeah, it's an engine bug. Search for an engine issue. Reproduce the issue. Yeah, I can search. I can search here if there is this XML problem. XML. Maybe someone already. XML file asserts on valid empty XML document. (2016). Oh shit! But this is fixed. No, I don't want. Sorry, why I'm searching the one that are fixed? No, it seems there is no XML open at the moment. Open, closed, backlog by design, cannot be duplicate, fix, and no issue as well. Undo, won't fix. I think I think there is no open bugs at the moment. The set ones are up to see if there is already non-issue reported. I can search. I can search XML parser XML. Can I click on search, please? XML parser 425. No, it's in baking. No, it's not related to XML. I think it's okay. I think there is no report of this yet. Reproduce the issue again, get all information. The bug is related to security, remember. Make the report. Okay. I think we can do it here. What do you think? Is it the right place? Is my client starting up or no? No, it's just compiling shaders. My client is just compiling shaders like a boss. It's strange that he's not even starting the game. He's not even showing me the. He's not even showing me the main window. Okay. Then we can wait for this to finish. But I think it will take quite a bit, and also it's a bit late, unfortunately. I think I will have to go. But I think we did good in the sense that we fixed the main errors that were preventing us to start the game. Now we need to finish the shader compile, see if it starts up, and then I think I need to file this bug report. I think would be a good idea. Now I think I want to do it now. So title XML parser not allow XML parser fails on multi-line is multi-line attributes, is multi-line, yeah, it is an attribute, multi-line attributes values was working in 4.24.3. So 4.25.2 XML parser fails on multi-line attribute value was working. Step to reproduce. Step to reproduce. Okay. Try to load an XML like this one. I think I can take only the first piece. I need to be sure I'm not butchering it too much, but I think if I just leave the first part, no, I leave it all. I put it all in. Put it all in. I don't know. It's a bit of a too complex. I don't know if it's too complex. I would just confuse them. Let me try. My problem is that if I remove stuff, maybe it will not fail, So I want to be sure that I'm not messing up with. Let me see if the spell failure was smaller maybe than this one. Spell failure. Yeah, spell failure is a bit smaller, so I think I can maybe use this one. I mean, it's not small, but it's smaller than. Try to run XML like this one with the code like the following. Yeah, we'll just keep it as it is, because if I change it, then I may mess up something, and would be a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea. So where variable script is, you cannot read anything of what I'm typing. Let me zoom it a bit. Oh, I exaggerated. Okay, so try to load an XML file with the like the following. No, try to load an XML from an f string with the code blah blah blah, where the variable script is script contains the following XML. In 4.24.3 it was working properly. In 4.25.2 slash release, let me put a slash release because we are using exact versions. It fails saying it cannot parse the XML. Yeah. Maybe this one I have to put it after. Results. In a really working problem, the phases cannot parse the XML. Expected the XML is parsed properly. Detailed explanation of the issue. I checked the source code of 4.24. Fuck. I checked the source code of 4.24.3 release and compared it to 4.5 release. These are the differences. 389. I could send them a diff. Maybe I can do a diff. Can I generate a diff? Can I generate? Okay, fuck it. I cannot. Line 418. Line 418. Line 165. So I checked. So I checked the source code of 4.23 release and compared to 4.23 release. And no, let me say something before. I took the XML file.cpp of and placed it in, and the error goes away. The error goes away. So the problem is in this file. I check the source code, blah blah blah. These are the differences. I think the issue is with the multi-line attribute. I think is with the multi-line attributes. I don't know. Please fix it. Yeah, 425.2. Fuck you. Additional notes. I don't know. If you have a project, no. Crash, no. Kachak. Okay, I think it's good enough. Please select the crash. I don't have a crash. Okay, you can just say no. Your case has been submitted. Okay. You think it will appear immediately? No. I think there will be a filter. Otherwise, people will start to spam like their website, like with their website links. There will be the usual spammers. They will freaking spam it. So there is for sure a review before it goes into that thing. Okay, boys, it is still compiling shaders. I don't know why it's not opening the main screen though. Do we want to wait until we finish the shaders and see what happens? The server is actually running now. Yes, the server is running properly. Still complaining a bit about a few things, but it is stuff that we know. It's not a problem. We have 422 shaders to go. I can close the server, maybe it will speed up the compilation. Even if I think again is single thread, so no. The compilation of the shaders is actually using all the CPUs. That's very nice. Yeah, it's going much faster now. Much. Okay. Can you show me the client? No. Oh shit. The client is not starting anymore. Or maybe he's still compiling stuff. Yeah, he's still doing something. You see, it's 100% CPU, so... Yeah, he's still compiling shaders. He's still compiling shaders, so I think we need to wait, unfortunately. I think it will go, this stuff will go under local, it started maybe, under local app data something. And then a real engine. Look at my versions from 4.7 to 4.25. Nice. I mean, it's trying to do something, but it's still a million shaders to compile. But I think it will start anyway. I'm not expecting, it to give any problems. I was just trying to understand if we were getting the character list or not. Maybe for the character list, you know what we can do? We can start the server without the production database and without items and without NPC and without quest. So it's super quick to start, assuming that my client will finally show up. He's trying. He's really trying. He's really trying to start. He's really trying to start, but he has a million shaders to go. Is he doing it for all the maps? Okay, let's try something else. Let's stop this. Let's delete the other maps. So we are starting really with minimum count. I just want to see if that set replicated is fucked up or not. Okay, so this is what I want to know. So we will keep this, and we keep this, and we delete all of this. Okay. Now it should be much better. Client. Yeah, because since the release is new, he has to recompile all, and obviously the game is not cooked because we are running from the editor. He needs to recompile for 425 all the shaders, and I understand that it takes a bit. We have a lot of content, but deleting all the maps I think may help. Still 6,000 shaders. 6,000 shaders, boys. But anyway, with the old file it works. So for now, you know what I will do? For now, I will copy this file, which is the 424, and I will put it in my sources. I called it Unreal Engine sources, which is the one that we modified from the basic engine, and I will call it private because this is the directory, and we will put it here. So we basically have these two files that we have changed in the base thing, right? And for now we stay like this. If we manage to properly test, the new version, then we will stay, I guess, with those two different files, and until they fix the bug, and that's it. It is the history per file. Okay, nice. You send me a link. It is the history per file. So we go to the CPP file, which is the one that. Oh my god, they're doing so many changes. Holy shit. Why they are touching the collapse logic? No, don't change anything here. I mean, they are changing this XML like 10 times a day. Steve, come on. Why are you changing this file like 10 times a day? Ah, okay, so in March, but then in April it stopped. Okay, I mean in February it didn't do anything. I mean, update copyright is fine. Can I see the difference? No. I want to see. Commit. I think this is Jean-Michel. My feeling is that Jean-Michel did something. Showing 28,000 changed file. Okay, so Jean-Michel is just the guy that is checking it in. So in theory, it's not his fault, I guess. It's not his fault because he changed the copyright everywhere. Okay, maybe it's not this guy. Maybe it's not this guy. I don't know, but something happened. I don't know when, but something happened. So probably Steve, huh? Probably Steve, because he has to be after. Yeah, he has to be after the 8th of January actually. So it's not Jean-Michel. He has to. He has to be after the January 8th. So it's one of these changes. Is this guy, Steve Rob? Hey Steve, I can write to him. I mean, I don't know if it's a great idea, but he worked on it. I can say, hey, can you check my thing, my report, Steve? This is the comment. No, this is the comment. So, yeah, Steve. Oh, what did you do? There is no email here. Ah, there is. Steve Rob at epicgames.com. I can say, hey man, we have an issue. I don't know, I have to check the. I'm on master. Oh my god, look at the changes he did here. Holy fuck. They're changing the XML even more. Yeah, but 27th of March, I think is the I think this got merged, because the release of 24.5.2 is 3 days ago. So I'm pretty sure that whatever he did on March was merged. I mean, it's not 100% sure, but is one of this thing. But no, because we didn't see all these changes, right? So no, so there were not so many changes in the file. So I don't know where it came from, but somehow, some way, he arrived there. So Git is so nice. There are all these branches merging, freaking friend of merging and branch, but at the end you cannot understand who did the change. $971 pull request. Holy moly! If I search XML here in the pull request, maybe there will be one. Can I search for XML? Fix? Look, look, look. Look, look, look. Enable to read XML file with one line as many entry. What is this? There is people anyway working in XML, which is I'm happy. I'm happy on one side because it means that I'm not the only one using it. So obviously, but fixes malformed XML, crashing XML. String tokenizer string. This one also. A lot of people are touching these files, but then I don't know which of this pull request will actually go in. But okay, for now we use the old file. Okay, for now we use the old one. Yeah, they don't merge all the changes. Obviously, these are all all proposals. Yes, that I understand. These are all proposals, and then of those proposals, some will go in. But it's good. It means that there is multiple people using. Oh, I still see this updated thing. Are you gonna move it? I forgot to remove it. Huh? Okay, please remove it. Okay, I'm starting the server. I just want to see if we get a character list, which is that replication problem. Right? If we don't get the character list, we may have an issue. It means that maybe I need to redo the pregame helper. Which, by the way, I still don't understand. Is this thing up or no? Still don't understand why it has to be a U actor component and why it has to be replicated. And why it's just not another server, another standard server thing. Connection timeouts. Come on. You can do it. Okay, it's not working. You see this character PID 0 is no character entry. I think my character list will never load. So that thing was actually replicated somehow. Fuck. So we need to fix that. It's no. That thing actually needed somehow to be replicated. I don't know why we did it that way. Maybe it was because we did it like at the beginning of our Unreal tests, you know. But the problem is that this pre-game helper thing, which again I have no idea why is a U something and not is just another manager like we have, but is actually trying to replicate this. He's actually trying to replicate himself, and if we don't replicate him, nothing is working. If I enable this, the game crashes because he's saying that I cannot set is replicated in this component for some reason, but it was working before. So I need to understand again how this thing was working. What is this? And maybe change it. So let's say upgrade to 425 partially failed and partially successful. But code-wise, we have two problems: the XML and this pregame helper. I think I will try to understand better why we need to replicate this character list instead of just calling server request character list, populate character list. Exactly. I don't know why we cannot just call it like a. I think I will change this to be just a standard manager, and or even put it into cache manager. I think we already have cache manager. I can just put a function inside cache manager, which is called populate character list, and we just call this, do exactly the same database checks and everything, and then we return this character list structure, which is nothing else than which is already replicated, by the way. I mean, it's already RPC enabled, you know, so we can already pass it through, and that's it. I don't understand why I need to replicate this thing. Maybe there was a reason, eh? Maybe there was a reason behind, but I don't know why. Find character. I think all these things basically can be called as they are without any issue. Okay, really too late. It's 1 o'clock, guys. Was good having you, and thanks for watching. Just for the one that are new, I don't know if there is still any new people here, but please click the follow button on Twitch and click subscribe on YouTube. Also, if you want to support the game and our development, we have a Patreon site where you can go. It's patreon.com/planeshift, and you can join us and help us. Okay? See you boys next time.